And we are back for 2024, the great classic clashes, sponsored by Great Southern Fuels. My name is Ward Harrison. As mentioned, we are back for a big year of country football ahead. We start out in Bencubbin, the home of the Central Wheatbelt Footy League, and it is Bencubbin that are hosting a super round out here today. Two big clashes of football. We start in about 10 minutes' time with the reigning premiers in Kalannie playing against the team that actually finished second last year in Bencubbin, and they got a couple of really star-studded sides out here today. The other two sides that we'll be playing a little bit later today, 3 o'clock bounce I think, is Corder versus Beacon. Now look, Beacon, after only winning 3 games throughout the season last year, pinched one in an absolute beauty of a prelim final and found themselves in the grand final against Kalannie. But look, it was all Kalannie in that grand final. A big 40-point lead at quarter time. Once again there. Look, we have the pleasure of being in a Classic Clashes truck this year. Look, we'll hopefully be able to show you some vision of it a little bit later, and you know what we'll be travelling around the great state of WA in. But look, it is an absolutely beautiful thing. Sponsored by Great Southern Fuels, the naming sponsor of the Classic Clashes truck. That's a bit of a tongue twist, actually, the old Classic Clashes, but we'll work on it as we go. And look, they put an absolute lot into this truck being on the road, and look, they'll be one of the major sponsors, obviously, for this year and us taking football out to the regions. Really nice conditions out here in Bencubbin today. Look, a little bit cloudy, but look, you'd have to say it's actually set up for a really good game of footy. Look, WA, we haven't had a lot of rain, especially in the Perth metro area, and I'll tell you what, we got absolutely flooded by probably about 100 mils, I think it was. Areas north of Perth absolutely flooded out, but look, the ground down here today looks to be in absolutely phenomenal condition. As we see, also the coach of the Central Wheatbelt Footy League representative side. He's got his captain there in Ruben Kale, and some really good local and players from obviously Metro WA there as well. Quite a few ex-North Beach boys, some ex-Waffle players in there, and look, brings a lot of good talent down here. But the Bencubbin side, some really handy talent rolling around there, and a bit of a surprise for us today. Look out for the number 13 in one Mr. Harley Bennell. He's going to throw in the jumper for Bencubbin and will add a lot of excitement into this side. And a couple of Matera brothers in there today. Jordan not playing, but Bailey Matera, who was ex-Subiaco, and then Brandon Matera, who played across at Fremantle, Gold Coast, and with the mighty Subiaco Lions and Peel side as well. So, look, as we mentioned, plenty of good talent coming throughout this game today. We're grateful for some of the sponsors that we have throughout the season and throughout this game as well. We'll have the goal of the match and the goal of the year, proudly sponsored by Blue Diamond Machinery and Butcher. The mark of the match and the march of the year by AFGRI. And once again, the Archie's player of the match. Beautiful Archie's thongs. We've had Archie's on board for a few years now. And look, they give out some of the most comfortable thongs ever going around. Rolling a couple of pairs throughout summer, thanks to John Douglas. And yeah, rolling them out, and I've passed them down to the family as well, and we're all massive wraps on these Archie's thongs. As look, the Kalannie side, just go back inside now. Last instructions from the coaching group, and they'll be ready to go very, very soon. Look, throughout the day, a big part of the Classic Clashes van will be, as we mentioned, taking footy out to the community regions. Look, we start out this week in Bencubbin. Tomorrow the boys take about an hour and a half trip across to Quairading, and they'll cover the Quairading versus York game out in the Avon League. But look, we want to get you involved as well, and I think that's going to be one of the big things about the Classic Clashes van this year, and community footy in total. And that'll be just giving you guys a bit of an opportunity to text in as well and be involved. So look, the number for today, if you do want to get involved, and look, we'll end up getting it up on the screen in a second as well, but that will be 0408 603 269. And look, if you want to get involved, send shout outs to, I guess, either of the teams. Give us some feedback, good, bad, or in between. Feel free to obviously get involved and flick us a text through. Don't try calling during the game, obviously. We're not going to be able to pick up. We're not going to be able to get you live on air or anything like that. But look, as we mentioned, we'd absolutely love to have you involved with a bit of feedback, even correcting us on players' names. Going, hey, look, Jimmy Smith, he's now in jumper number 12. Or we've got a nice little interesting fact about player number 13 that we can actually read out on air. But look, we'll obviously try and get to some of those messages when we can as well. About 5 minutes away from the first bounce as Bencubbin finally get their way out onto the oval. The umpires in the middle of the ground. And look, it's going to be a really exciting day down here as well. Hopefully in the first quarter, I think we might be joined by the president from the Kalannie Football Club. Look, he'll be up and about after what was a big win last year, or last couple of years. They've been the dominant side out in the Central Wheatbelt Football League. And that will be the president from the Kalannie Football Club, as I mentioned, in Gary Crossman. He said he's going to come and spend a little bit of time with us. We'll also probably get a chance to have a chat with Reedy a little bit later on. He works for the Central Football League, or oversees the Central Football League, in his role as a regional development officer there as well. And look, we're looking forward to lots of different guests throughout the day. What we might do is, look, we're probably about 3 minutes away from the first bounce here. We'll go to a quick break and come back and join us for the first game of the season between Kalannie and Bencubbin out at Bencubbin.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. Just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great...
And back here out at Bencubbin for this first classic clashes game between the reigning premiers of the Central Wheatbelt Footy League in Kalannie. And they'll come up against the team that finished second on the ladder last year in Bencubbin. And we've just had the toss as both teams start to go back to their huddles, ready to go. Seeing the goal umpires start to wander down to their various positions as well. And look, we're going to be set for an absolute cracker of a contest. Now, the game's out in this league, 16 per side on the field at once. And we've got the quarters of 20 minutes plus time on. So it'll be interesting to see how the first quarter goes. As we noticed, sometimes teams can come out a little bit rusty. And look, this could be the opportunity for what we're going to say is a star-studded Bencubbin side to see if they can pinch one early against the reigning premiers in Kalannie. But Kalannie will want to sit there and try and make a statement nice and early in the season. As both teams get ready to go into position. I think, right in the middle of the ground. Harley Reid. WA Papers has been absolutely full of Harley Reid. He is absolutely everywhere. But look, I'll tell you what, he's not down at Muckenbudden at the moment. But there is one Harley down there. It is number 13 for Bencubbin in Harley Burnell. Kalannie will be kicking to the left of screen, the right of screen. There in the red and white, and in the black and red, the mighty Bencubbin side. Kicking to the left of screen now. My name is Ward Harris. Hopefully you enjoy the broadcast that will sit there in this first Classic Clashes game as the umpire holds the ball aloft. And we're ready to go for the first bounce of the Central Wheatbelt season. The umpire throws it up good, knockdown straight away. And well done by Kalannie. Good handball forward. It's going to go to the captain there in Gale, but it's been picked up and turned over. Goes to the number 6 there in Morgoni. Kicks it forward, but it's been turned over straight away. And a good mark there by Murray. Murray goes and kicks it, and looks some sloppy movement early. Goes to Stivvy. Stivvy will go inside 50. Nice kick, 2-on-1. And once again, almost cut off there by Murray. Can't quite take that mark this time. Pressure very good there from the Bencubbin player, just trying to keep it in. They'll look to paddle it forward, and here's Burnell, so clean below his hands, flicks it back to Manuel. Manuel flicks it across there, it's been turned over, and here come Kalannie through the middle of the ground. Ball smothered off the boot, and the big fella here in Bradbury, he'll sit there and go and chase it up. Louis Meldrum there, good tackle, and we'll have a ball up right in front of the interchange gate there for Bencubbin. And good pressure from both sides to start this game. Bradbury doesn't even move, just taps it down. I reckon the big fella, 6'10" possibly there, and I tell you what, he looks every inch of that height out there today. He's going to have it cut out for himself, his Gober there from Bencubbin, but it's well picked up that time by the number 12 there in from Bencubbin, and the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in once again. So nice throw in there. Bradbury once again just gets off the ground. Burnell, another touch there, nice and early. Kicks it around his body. Couldn't quite pick it up that time, was Reynolds. They're going to be able to try and flick it forward, though. Reynolds goes with a good follow-up there. Murray was there. Player from Kalannie just kicks it off the boot. Burnell for his third touch already. Just steps around the player. Nice little tackle, but he's done well to get ball to boot. And it lands on the chest of the number 12 there from Bencubbin. So Gillette with ball in hand. Sitting there about 60 metres out, waiting for the play to unfold. He's just going to chip it into the pocket there. Sets it up nicely. Almost a good mark taken there, but it's been flicked across by the number 9 there from Bencubbin. Handball goes in. The umpire's seen that one go out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in once again. So always tricky with some of the jumper numbers. I think we're missing a couple here, but we'll try and roll through it once again. Always nice early start parts of the season. Players going, that jumper doesn't fit me quite like it used to. And we have a few players knocking around. Well done by Kalannie just to bring that one out. Good kick down the line there. It's going to roll out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in once again in front of the interchange gates there for Bencubbin. No score on the board in this Classic Clashes game. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. Trying to get some fuel when no one else is open. That's the place to go as the umpire throws it in once again. Taken out of the ruck this time. Burnell, touch number 4. Tries to go on the left and the right. Goes on the left. A wobbly kick. Puts his hand up, says that wasn't my best effort. And we'll have another throw in. Just forward of centre here for Bencubbin. Bit of a stalemate early stages of this game. And both teams will be trying to get an early score on the board. Bradbury once again in the ruck. Goes down to Meldrum. He's tackled in that one. Umpire calls play on. And we'll have a ball up once again. So as we mentioned, the other game today. Next up we'll have Quarter. They'll come up against last year's grand finalists there in Beacon. In what's going to be another good clash of footy today. And Bencubbin just getting pushed down there. Good pressure there from Kalannie just to keep it going. Umpire happy to let it go. And right in front of our broadcast position here. Good work there. And Boonday kicks it right down the line. It's just going to stay. And that's a good kick there. And when Burnell calls for it, you sit there and hand it to him. Possession number 6 there for Burnell. Could have been pushed to the back. Umpire says no. The number 12 there, once again from Bencubbin, tries to flick it forward. But it's been turned over. Lands in the hands of the number 12 there in Sanderson. He's flicked it back. Goes to Bow. Bow on the hands to Swain, the left footer. That's a good kick. And lands lace out to Mitchy Cameron. Cameron goes in. Could have gone short. Goes the long player, and that is a good kick inside 50 and lands on the hands of big Benny Johnson. So Johnson will line up. Not quite a 45-degree angle, but it's going to be about 30 metres out. And I'll tell you what, there's only one player on the line, and they're all pretty confident this is going right through the big sticks, I reckon. Wind's going just to the right of screen. Not too much of a breeze, but probably enough to send this one sailing over the goal umpire's head. He's kicked it well, and that is the first goal on the board. 5 minutes into this contest, and it is Kalannie leading 1 goal straight. Bencubbin probably have to put in a lot of the pressure on, yet to score. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it is a 6-point lead to Kalannie. So as you mentioned, just right at the top of the broadcast today, we do have a text line if you do want to get involved. That text line is 0408 603 269. And as we mentioned, look, if you just want to give a shout out, that's what the Classic Clash is about, getting involved as the community, and we want to travel around and get involved as much as we can. Send your feedback in. Let us know who the number 12 from Bencubbin is. Whatever you've got for us, let us know. If it's nice and clean and we can actually put it to air, we will. If it's a bit of feedback that's not suitable for our broadcast, you probably won't. As Kalannie try to push forward again, that ball was out of bounds, umpire. No, they say, and they decide to keep going. And once again, the number 12 from Bencubbin involved, and that is a nice little out of bounds kick there by the captain in Ruben Kale, and he won't be wrapped with that. Hands on the hips straight away, and it will be a free kick to Damon Manuel. So I did some development footy through West Perth with young Damon Manuel, and still plying his trade out in Bencubbin. Through the hands, nice work done, and the captain there in Kale just goes the nice kick there. Eckert was the target, but well done floating across there, this time by Reynolds. Reynolds moves the ball nice and quickly there, lands in the hands of Gillette. He'll sit there and go a nice little 45 to that side, and a good mark on his chest by the big fella, the ruckman there in Gobert. So Gobert tries to knock it on again. Number 12 there from Bencubbin, and that is almost a good pick up there by Bradbury. He's had to bend down a long, long way to pick that up, and he's done very well there. Coming out this time, I think that could have been Swain, and he's gone out of bounds just on the broadcast side of the ground. And I'll tell you what, very agile young Connor Bradbury there. And here's a genuine man mount as the umpire throws that in. Bradbury had to try there, and it's well knocked down that time by Gobert. He's gone across to Bennell, flicks it across to the number 3 once again, Emmanuel. Trying to push forward now at Bencubbin. They'll try and get a mark inside 50. Not a great kick. Goes this time back to Reynolds. He's been around a little bit as well. Good kick on that outer side there. Might have been Matura, I think, possibly. It's been picked up again, once again, by Reynolds. He's tackled, holding the ball. And it'll be a free kick there to his fellow number 22 in Murray. And Murray goes down the outer side there. Good mark and a good link-up play this time by McCreary. They'll like to try and bring the ball forward there, but not his greatest kick. It's been turned over. Lands in the hands of Fitzpatrick. So he goes. Nice lateral kick there. Good little kick. And it's going to go to Gillette. So there's 16 players on the ground. They do seem to find a little bit of extra space with a couple of players not out there. Goes to the number 26 in Morgani. He kicks inside 50 there. Well done by the player there in defence. Tries to take a bounce out now and looks to try and take it on. That's a good kick through the middle of the ground. And out of the lead is Ryan Eckert. He'll sit there and go onto his left boot there. Goes to Johnson. Johnson picks it up nicely. Handballs back. Meldrum, player in front. up a play there. It's probably the contender so far for the Blue Diamond Machinery goal of the week. And look, we always want to see a good snag, and hopefully we'll see some better snags than this throughout the day that we've seen so far. Good to see Kalannie with 2 on the board, but look, as part of the classic clashes every week, we're going to be looking for a local butcher for the area. So obviously we're out in Mucka, but look, someone from the Central Wheatbelt Footy League would love to give away a kilo of sausages or so every week if we can, as Bencubbin go to charge through, looking for the contender. And that is the new contender for the snag of the day. Well done by the number 22 in Sammy Reynolds. He has the quick answer back. Are they saying it's touched, is it? And I'll take that back. You can't be a contender if it's touched. But Bencubbin get their first score on the board. So Kalannie on the Sportal scoreboard, still leading 2 goals 12. Bencubbin just the one behind, 10.5 minutes in to this first quarter. And I'll tell you what, I was starting to get a bit excited there. Some good play there by the Bencubbin side. And I thought they'd brought one back there as Kalannie tries to bring it out of defence now. Nice long kick there. You can definitely see a bit of breeze. And that's good work there by Edward Baldwin, ex-Subiaco and East Perth player. Nice little kick. Doesn't quite land in the hands of the number 10 there in Swain. Good pressure there. Great tackle there. Holding the ball umpire, I reckon. And well done by Jackson Stivey. Happy to let it go. Well done by Bradbury to work his way through there. Good hands there. Goes to Swain once again. Rockets it inside 50. Well done by the big fella in Johnson. Goes a nice little chip kick across. And here comes Kalannie once again. And just deciding to slow it down is Kale. He'll go into the nice little chip kick into the pocket. And lands on the chest of the last goal scorer in Mitchy Cameron. So already kicked 1 so far today. Slightly harder kick this time. Throws the grass up into the air. You've got to see what the breeze is doing. And the breeze is going to be right behind him on this one. I reckon start it out to the right post, son, and let it drift back. 30 metres back. He's kicked it all right. He's kicked it very well. Second goal on the board for Mitchy Cameron. Third for Kalannie. And 12 minutes into this contest. 3 goals straight, 18. Bencubbin just the one behind. They're threatening to blow this game open nice and early. The first classic clashes game of the season out in Muckabuddin for the Central Wheatbelt Football League opening round. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuels. And it is the reigning premiers with a very, very handy lead to start this game. So Bradbury doing very well in the ruck for the Kalannie side. Definitely giving him first juice. And after a strong start as well, we haven't seen much of Harley Bennell. Let's see if he can help him get back into this cost. There's good knockdown. It's been picked up by Brandon Matera. He gets the free kick. Trying to use that nice little left foot there, and he does go searching for Bennell. Good to see him in the forward line there. Nice little hands back. The 2 ex-AFL players waxing well. Goes to Tenardi, who kicks inside 50. And that is a really nice spoil over the top by Jake Kemersley. And we'll have a throw in probably just inside 50 there for the Bencubbin side. So they've had a few inside 50s so far. Probably only one really good shot on goal as they bring that one down. Good handball back this time. Snapping around his body. It's going to go to the hands of Bennell. He handballs backwards over the top of the player there from Bencubbin. And we'll have another throw in. As we mentioned, Great Southern Fuels, we're grateful for them with our classic clashes. Also Retrovision Albany. Thank you for the work that they do and for the sponsorship that they give us as well. Without these sponsors from right the way round Western Australia, we wouldn't be able to help host these games of footy and bring these classic clashes to the WA public. As Bencubbin looking to try and put their first goal on the board again. Good knockdown, but it's been cleared out by Bo. Well done that time by Go, but he sits there and tries to bring the ball inside 50 there. Well done there by Matera. Slips under 1, slips under 2. Handballs it forward there, but it's been turned over. And Bo looks to try and bring it out that side. Great tackle there, this time by Stivey. Able to come out of it. It's going to go back to Bradbury, who goes a handball out to this far side. Just happy to see it go out of bounds. Good pressure from the Bencubbin player. And we'll have a throw in once again right in front of the Bencubbin bench. So 14.5 on the Sportal scoreboard gone in this first quarter, and it is Kalannie leading 3 goals straight, 18. Bencubbin just the one time, and Bradbury just brute strength, bringing it out of the ruck. Hacks it onto the left, and we're going to have congestion right in the middle of the ground. Well picked up this time by Morgani. He kicks it through there. It's going to work out all right for Reynolds there. Almost the first goal kicker for Bencubbin. And here they go now. Well done by Bo, though, just to use his body there and find Swain in the middle of the ground. The 2 ex-North Beach players there. And he's got Johnson leading out. That is an absolute beauty of a kick. Well done coming over the top there by the number 23, Ganachia. But he has given the free kick away, and it is going to go to Johnson. He flips across now. Kalannie go inside 50 there. Well done there by Cameron. And takes a good mark there, and that is a contender for the AFGRI mark of the day. Well done by Mitchy Cameron. Just used his body absolutely well. And Jarvis Brown, he's going to feel those that back a little bit later on as he caught him right in the back of the ribs. So Cameron, kick 2 so far. Last one a bit harder than this position. Go straight over the goal. Umpire's head. Absolutely never in doubt. 3 first quarter goals to Mitchy Cameron. And I'll tell you what, he is going to be a chance for the Archie Songs, who go to the player of the match each and every week. So thankful to Archies and the support that they've given to us in the Classic Clatches over the years. And once again, the player of the match every week receives a beautiful pair of Archie Thongs. I've got them behind us today. I'll tell you what, green, peach, black, grey, bit of navy blue, whatever you're into. I reckon Mitchy Cameron, he might go the pink ones. Could go the greens there as well. They're not too bad. It's all the old Archie Thongs, but we'll see what he ends up picking at the end of this game. That's my early call so far if he ends up kicking a bag. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to the number 3 there in Damon Manuel. Love the flow and locks there of Damon Manuel. It seems to be the old haircut that's rolling around now. I can't quite get away with it, but a lot of the young fellas can. And a good long kick there, but well done floating across there in defence as the player there from the Kalannie side. And it's a good mark there by Sanderson. He looks to just try and chip it across. Finds Bo once again. Just a good hard-working player there is Nick Bo. And a good lead and a good kick there to Edward Baldwin. So normally plays as like a forward midfielder, does Edward Baldwin. Goes the long kick again. It's going to go to Eckhart. He'll use his body out well, and that is a good mark there by Ryan Eckhart, the left footer. Goes the long kick again. Mitchy Cameron, here he is. And that was never in doubt, was it? So absolutely beautiful play there by the Kalannie side. And look, we can see why they are the reigning premiers. They've been the dominant team out in this central Wheatbelt side for the last few years now. And I'll tell you what, Mitchy Cameron, he's on track to kick at least 10 the way he's going at the moment. So 20 metres out, directly in front. Nice little right foot kick. And that's 4 on the board for Mitchy Cameron. I'll tell you what, I might go down at half-time and say, bugger it, here's a pair of Archies already, mate. I think you've deserved them. But look, a really good performance. And on the Sportal scoreboard now, it is Kalannie leading this contest. 5 goals straight. 30 points. Bencubbin just the one behind. We've only gone 18.5 minutes in this first quarter. If you want to give a shout out to big Mitchy Cameron, pump him up, let him know how he's going. Flick us a message on our text line 0408 603 269. Get involved. Let us know where you're watching from as well. We sit here and we roll this great Classic Clashes truck all around the big state of Western Australia, proudly supported by Great Southern Fuels. But we want to know where you're watching from today. Are you in the town of Mucka? Are you watching from one of the other towns out there that are playing today? Or have you just seen the stream and decided, you know what, I'm going to watch a bit of local WA country footy as well? Let us know where you're from and get involved. As Bencubbin look to try and push the ball up ground now. Goes to Bermuda. Nice little left foot kick there, but it's been turnover. And I've liked this player in defence so far there in Sanderson. Taking a lot of marks. As is this player now in Nick Bo. Just links up very well. Nice little kick there to Cowdery. Johnson leading out now, but he's going to go long. The player there, he is on fire. Can't quite take that mark. Good spoil from behind. Great tackle from behind. Could have been to the back. Umpire says no. And under pressure now, there's been a player that's been legged. And I think it's a free kick against the number 40 there in Lukey Coleman. And he's lost his boot, has Mitchy Benuda on the left footer. Will look to try and bring it out now. Kalannie just pushing up the ground, keeping the pressure on. They've used the breeze very, very well in this quarter. And that's a good kick to that far side. And it's actually a great kick. Lands in the hands of Ryan Gobe at the ruckman. He looks to try and move the ball nice and quickly now. Got the leading players out there. Goes over the top of the 22. And Kalannie will look to try and pick it up there through the captain there in Kale, that is. Good kick through the middle of the ground. Goes to Swain. So Swain will try and pump it inside 50. Not his greatest kick, but I'll tell you what, that is a bloody good pickup. Goes to Edwards Baldwin. He'll flick it out this far side there. Going to go inside 50. Spent it before he grabbed it was Oldham, but he's flicked it back there. We'll go sit there to... There, Materius picks it up, and here comes Bennell, being chased there. Good kick over the top there. It's ended up being a bit of a flower bag, actually, but it's going to sit all right. Number 7 there from Bencubbin will look to pick it up, but can't do, and well done by Sanderson. Once again, Oldham there with the ball. Bennell just strips him. Good follow-up pressure. Nice second effort there from Bennell. Could have been a free kick. Umpire will pay that one. It's actually going to go the other way to what I thought it was, and it is going to go to Bennell. Not a great kick there once again, though. That's going to be picked up by the Kalannie fence. Goes through 1, goes through 2. Now able to flick it out a nice little handball. Just wandering out of defence now. Goes across to Swain. He goes a long 45 kick, and they'll look to open up the ground now. Good pick up this time by the number 19 in Mitchy Cameron. Goes inside 50 there. Johnson could have been pushed out. Umpire happy to let that one go. Picked up there by Bailey Matera. He flicks it across. Benuda wins the ball. Nice little long left foot kick there. Almost a good mark taken underneath there by Fitzpatrick. He'll go to try and pick it up. Loses the ball there, and it's been picked up by Edward Baldwin. He puts on the afterburners there. Good tackle. Good pick up below his knees by the Kalannie player. Flicks it out now. Around his body is Cameron. Inside 50 there. Well done by Meldrum. Could have been a free kick. Umpire says no, and just happy to let it play. And here comes Brandon Matera, just strolling out of defence now. Waiting for the play to unfold in front of him, and that's a nice little chip kick to the middle of the ground. Lands on the chest of Manuel. So Materia calling for it back, but Manuel just looking for some other options ahead of the ball now. Umpire tells him to play on, and that he does. That's a nice little chip kick. Goes into the hands of Fitzpatrick. Just off the side of the boot there, and it's going to make the players work. It's landed right in the middle of about 4 players. The umpire's found a free kick, and it is going to come back to the Bencubbin side. I'm going to go to Carby Morgoni. So Morgoni looks to try and kick it down the outer side now. Good pick up this time by Matty Murray. He'll look to try and move the ball. It's been turned over though. No, he picks it up once again. A nice little chip kick there. Lands in the hands of Edward Baldwin. So he'll go the long kick inside 50. Just out to the left-hand side. And Eckhart just happy to see it run out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in about 25 metres around from the Kalannie goal. And on the Sportal scoreboard, they're still leading this contest 5 goals straight. Bencubbin just the one behind. Contested footy there. Meldrum, good hands out. Snaps around his body to Eckhart. And that is an absolute contender there for the Blue Diamond Machinery goal of the day. Ryan Eckhart kicks his first. Just a really beautiful snap around the body. And on the Sportal scoreboard now, it is Kalannie 6 goals straight, 36. Bencubbin just the one behind. And we've got a tick under 23 minutes in this first quarter. And it's going to be all for Bencubbin to do in this second quarter coming up. So they need to try and get a few more of those big midfielders involved in the game at the moment. Manuel's been pretty good for him so far. Bennell's got a fair bit of the ball, and Matera just starting to get into it as well. They do need a little bit more forward of centre. The umpire waiting for the teams to reset. And we're underway once again. There's Bradbury once again straight down there. There was a good pickup. Sharked out of there middle there, but it's been turned over, lands into the hands of Fitzpatrick. He's had a fair bit of football for the Bencubbin side, and that is a good kick this time. Oldham tries to float across and spoil, but can't. And that is a good mark there by the number 12 for Bencubbin. He looks to go through the middle of the ground. Wasn't a bad kick, but it's just come off the side of the boot. It's going to work out all right. Goes to Caden Gillett. He's been tackled. Umpire happy to let it play. Picked up this time there. Steps through one, steps through two. That's a great handball. Goes to Matera. He chips inside 50 now. What can Bencubbin do? Can they end up pinching one late? It's been turned over there. Good pressure there. Holding the ball, umpire. And that is a free kick to Bencubbin inside 50 now. And right on quarter time, they're going to have a shot on goal, and it'll be Jarvis Brown. He's floated up from defence, and they've shuffled the board already, the Bencubbin side. Let's see what he can do. So it's going to be quite a long kick there for Brown. The left footer. Going to kick it from 55, sorry. Right foot he's decided to go with. And it's just trickled off the side of the boot. And that is quarter time out here at Muckambuddin in the Central Wheatbelt Footy League. Round one clash between Kalannie and Bencubbin. And at quarter time we have got Kalannie leading this game 6 goals straight, 36. Bencubbin just the one behind. We'll go to a short break and we'll join us very soon for the second quarter. See you after this break.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals, and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals, and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
Welcome back to our first Classic Clashes game of the season, proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. And we're out here 300 k's out from Perth, out in sunny Bencubbin. I'll tell you what, it's an absolutely beautiful conditions for footy out here today. And well, we start our first game with Kalannie versus Bencubbin. Kalannie, the reigning premiers, and I'll tell you what, they've got out to an absolute hot start out here today. Sportal scoreboard, 6 goals straight, 36. Bencubbin just the one behind so far, and look, they've absolutely torn it up in that first quarter. And look, sponsor of our first quarter there, thank you so much to Albany Retrovision. And look, we've got some amazing sponsorship there through the generosity of Russell Hare from Albany Retrovision and Glenn Mortimer from the head office. We'd like to thank Ben and Kamal at the Canning store. And look, Retrovision has provided care appliances to help us film these Classic Clashes games throughout the season, to stream it, to track stats, and for all the local football clubs across WA. And look, we're so thankful for Retrovision's commitment to getting behind grassroots sports and supporting WA communities. Thank you once again, Retrovision, as we get ready for the second quarter out here at Bencubbin. And look, I think I'm going to end up with a special guest at the moment. It could be Gary Crossman, I think it is, from the Kalannie Football Club. I'll tell you what, he'll be up and about and absolutely rapt that his team is going so well to start in this first quarter. As we go back to the first bounce again, and the umpire recalled it nice and quickly, and Bencubbin looking to try and push forward, going the wrong way, thinking they're going the other way again to start this quarter. It's been picked up by Kalannie. Good kick inside 50 there. Could be a mark out on his chest. Not great ball down there by Bencubbin. It's actually been marked there by Benuda, and they'll look to try and reload out of defence now. And look, the man to my right-hand side at the moment, it is Gary Crossman. And look, Gary, welcome to Classic Clashes today.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Good to be here.
Not a bad start by the Kalannie boys.
Yeah, great start. You wouldn't believe it, but traditionally last year we were a little slow at getting out of the blocks. But the lads have started well, and I think, to be brutally honest with you, a lot of benefit in pretty much having the same side as last year, and it's certainly showing at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, look, absolutely right. It is. I've liked the Edwards Baldwin. It's been pretty good through the midfield for you thus far today. Obviously not the greatest kick there, but I'll tell you what, Mitchy Cameron, he's brought his own footy today.
Oh yeah, Mitchy Cameron, he's playing extraordinarily well, and I mean, he's got hands like tennis rackets. He's phenomenal, good on goal, as you can see, good all-round footballer. But again, it's the benefit from having continuity of team, and that's something that we worked hard on, and we were able to recruit the lads again and add 2 or 3 new lads in. So, Mitch is going to be the benefactor of that. Big Rickett, who's involved in the play now, just on the trusty left there. He's another one, as you can see. So,
and there was a great kick inside there. Cameron couldn't quite get hands to the ball this time, and Bencubbin will look to try and kick it out. Damon Manuel just straight over his head, and there's Nick Bowe chasing it. Nice little chip kick there by the number 12 there from Bencubbin, and Manuel goes to pick it up again. Number 12 there from Bencubbin goes back inside and lands in the hands of Fitzpatrick. He'll look to try and move the ball. Probably some of the better play from Bencubbin so far. It goes into the hands of Matera. He's normally a good kick. Overcooks that one a little bit and gives Reynolds a lot to do there. Pushes Murray off the ball, and the two 22s go at it, and we'll have a ball in probably about 60 metres out from Benny's goal. And look, you mentioned obviously being able to keep the nucleus of those players, and look, I've been doing a bit around the Perth Footy League over the years as well, and I know quite a few of those names out, ex-North Beach players, and pretty handy kind of guys to bring into the side. And it is, you've got a lot of really good local talent, but you've always got to top up with some good players that are happy to travel out as well, and it seems like you've got that pretty good balance at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, and we're very lucky to have DJ Akers coaching the side. There's no doubt about that, and that just didn't happen by accident. That was a contact of a contact, and so we realised that when the majority of the sides in Perth the way to get better players, particularly when you're training in Perth, is to get a good coach, get a good foundation, and that's what we decided to do. And with DJ coming on board and having the contacts he's had, and as you say, through the Beaches connection, we're lucky, and then other good players come, and he's been phenomenal for our local lads. I think we've got 7 out here today playing, which is just awesome. There's one now. So Sando, clearly you can see that he's had a little bit of waffle experience with Perth, I believe, and so, you know, it's good for country footy too. Yeah, the Matera boys been here for Bencubbin, Beacon with Garth Taylor coaching. They're very well coached. Came from nowhere to play in the grand final against us last year. So, and I think the benefit of that is because these lads are able to coach these sides in Perth predominantly. That's the attraction.
Yeah, look, it makes a big difference. And they're able to get that, as you said, continuity when they come out to the actual towns and play. Yeah. But being able to train together for the most part as well, it does make a huge difference. And then you get that sense of belonging as well, where they come out together and obviously play. And then it's building all those friendships as well, which has been great. Look, obviously your story being involved with the Central Wheatbelt Footy League in Kalannie. Give us a little bit of an overview.
I actually came to Kalannie to run the club and was at a meeting in 2015 where they were going to fold because there was no president. The guys had different turns and different things had happened and no one wanted to do it. So I was actually pouring the beers, and when at the end of that meeting, which was actually conducted by Ian Stanley, there was still no result, and I felt that if we didn't continue with winter sports and certainly footy, then there'd be no point in having a paid bar manager because there'd be no clubber.
Look, absolutely.
There'd be no patrons.
Yep.
So I rang the president at the time, Vic Dodd, and said, I think I should do this. So I started in 2015, jagged a premiership in 2016 straight away, and have been there ever since. So this is what you're seeing out here today from both these sides is community. This is what it's all about. We don't have big numbers on farms out here anymore, and we're all farming service communities and things like that. So it's a credit when you do get players. Mucka, who are hosting us today, have terrific locals, a lot of numbers. But I think this year even they're bringing some support up. He didn't fluff that, did he?
Well done. And I think Benny Johnson, as he marked it on the line, he's dropped it, had it smothered, and then he's kicked it through off the boot. And the two umpires are going to sit there and try and work out what's gone on here, because that's absolutely confused all of us.
Yeah. Could be the first carton of the year.
And it is touched off the boot, I think.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be behind. And I'll tell you what, Gary Grossman on live on the broadcaster says that's a carton to Benny Johnson. I think that's well deserved there as well. But jeepers, you don't see that every week, do you? Dear oh dear. And what do we call it? Could be a 50-metre penalty as well, possibly. And it has been indeed. Obviously a little bit of dissent, and Bencubbin looked to try and bring the ball through the middle of the ground now. And another good player that's obviously coming, Harley Burnell. He's had a bit of the footy early. Good kick there to Matera. Does well to pick it up. Handballs it off then. Bencubbin going inside 50 there. And the big fella in Bradbury, what can you tell us about Big Bradbury? Is he, I reckon he would be all of about, he's got to be at least 6'8", 6'9", or something like that, I reckon. And I'll tell you what, he's quite agile for a big fella below his knees. Yeah, no, he'll go all right. He come down from Karratha. So his brother played in a grand final side 2 years ago for us and is now in Sydney, Egan. Rucked. Oh, good old Egan, yep. So he's terrific for us, and his brother's come down. I think he's tipping the scales about 125. He's 2 metres and 40 millimetres tall. So he's a big unit, but, we're anticipating playing in the Grandy game this year, so we've got a bit of time to run him into Nick. He's not run his Melbourne Cup today, so he's doing plenty of track work with DJ. I'll give you the tip though. Oh, good on him. So he's based in Perth as well at the moment. He's in Perth, yeah. Yep. So him and his partner have moved down there. Excellent. And I think as time goes on, he gets more matches under the belt and sheds a bit of girth. He'll be a real asset for us. Certainly, just his height now is just doing enough around the ruck area, so it's great. Yeah, good. And he gives you that first look at the footy quite a lot as well. Yeah, for sure. So Louis Meldrum with the ball. Are you backing him in from here? Yeah. Yeah, you are? I'll tell you what. Gary Grossman, he knows his player. Louis Meldrum, that is an absolute contender for the Blue Diamond Machinery goal of the day. I'll tell you what, that's a bloody hard pocket to kick it from, especially with the way that breeze was going. But he kicks Kalannie's first of this second quarter and extends their lead out now on the Sportal scoreboard. And it is Kalannie 7 goals to 44. Bencubbin just the one behind, a 43-point lead. And we've gone almost 8 minutes in this second quarter. Now, I remember part of the times, actually 2015 or so, I used to be I was the football manager at West Perth at the time, actually. So, and we used to obviously come out here to the central Wheatbelt, and we do some clinics out at a couple of the towns, and you're obviously trying to bring some of the juniors through. You'd look at, let's say, Beacon, and there was 5,000 Muns boys running around. And,
Exactly.
yeah, look at which things haven't changed, looking at the next team that's rolling out there. And look, I remember at the time, some of the towns, obviously, there weren't quite as many people around as there used to be. There hasn't been that reserves comp for quite a while, obviously, and really, really hard to get bums on seats out here as well.
Yeah.
And look, it's probably a credit to people like yourself and. I remember Beck and those kind of people as well, just trying to do everything they can to keep the league going. And
Absolutely.
the netball and the hockey and the footy that goes around.
Yep.
Look, it's a massive job every year to get it going. But look, when you see this and you see the community and you see days like this where everyone comes together, it makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And there's no doubt in all our communities out here in the Central Wheatbelt that the winter sports and summer sports in general, underpins the social fabric, underpins the community. And, we all have turns with numbers. We're a smaller town, so when I started in 15, we had 3 local players, and they were in their mid-30s at the time. And as couple of lads have come back and worked on farms and different bits and pieces, we've been consistent with 7 or 8 locals, which we've got out here today. So that's great for us. So you've got Mucka have probably got a full squad of locals, which is fantastic. Quarter are having a purple patch at the moment. They've got about 17 or 18 locals, which is just awesome. But for the rest of us, including Benny, we've got to go to Perth or there's no competition.
Yeah, look, and that's what makes it. Obviously, we had, Towns came out a couple of years back now, wasn't it? 3 years back or so. So you've obviously got the 5 teams running around the competition now, and, one team has to have a bye every week, which I know everyone just loves playing footy, but that's part of holding the competition together.
Absolutely.
And look, Mucka, big credit to them for hosting a really good day out here today. We're stoked we get to bring the Classic Clashes van out to Mucka as well, and get to see
awesome.
2 really good games of footy. I have to admit, this is my first time looking at the van today. I walked up and I went, bloody hell, John, what have we done here? This is sensational.
Oh, it's next level.
And look, to be able to bring this around to, I think, Community WA this year, and obviously going on now, is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and it brings everything to the next level again.
Oh, absolutely. It's about putting the games back into the bigger regions, Perth particularly, where a lot of locals from all of the areas all of the towns that are playing today clearly living now, and in other areas, and so live streaming's fantastic. It's the way forward, and it takes the game to everyone, so it's awesome.
Now, I dare say back in Perth there'll be a few locals sitting there trying to watch their boys, and hopefully they're tuning in today. If you are tuning in, make sure you get involved. Flick us a message. We've got a line going forward this year. Oh, that is an absolute beauty of a goal. Bencubbin get there first over the top, and it is Bailey Matera, the number 1 there for Bencubbin. And look, after a little bit of ball coming through the middle of the ground, they were probably due for a goal there.
Absolutely.
I know you're wearing your Kalannie hat, but
no, it's no good. It's no good us coming out and rolling sides and things like that. Bencubbin's far too good for that to happen. They won't go away, and if we start thinking we're a little bit ahead of ourselves, it can turn very quickly. It's happened to us before. Last year it happened, and it can happen today too if we're not staying on the job. So we'll see. Long way to go yet.
Absolutely right. And look, Bencubbin get their first goal of the game 12 minutes into this second quarter, and it is 1-on-7 now for Bencubbin, but Kalannie commanding lead 37.7 to 44. And look, we mentioned before, if you do want to get involved, you're watching back in Perth or anywhere around this great country, jump on, flick us a message through 0408 603 269. And look, if you want to give us a bit of a shout out, say good day to any of the players there, let us know who the number 12 from Bencubbin is, whatever you want to do. Look, it'd be much appreciated there, and we'll definitely read your messages out on air. as long as they're suitable to actually jump on air. We'd love to have you involved, and look, that's going to be a big part of the Classic Clashes. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel this year, as Bencubbin tried to go inside 50 once again. Good spoil over the top by Murray. Picked up by Reynolds. Snaps around his body this time, does Beagley. And it's going to go inside 50 once again. Good kick off the ground. Could land right. The number 4 here for Bencubbin in Stivvy. Goes to handball that ball back. Manuel sits there. Could have been held. Umpire says no, it's not. And that's well done by Caden Reynolds just to kick the ball out there. Well done. Dropped the ball there, but recovers nicely, does Edwards Baldwin, and finds the big fella in the middle of the ground in Bradbury. Nicky Bowe running past. Just saying, I'll give it a miss. Goes back to Edwards Baldwin. He'll go the nice little chip kick, 45. Lands in the hands of a Swain. Left footer, always good by foot. Kicks it forward there. And goes to Ryan Eckhart. So Eckhart probably a kick and a half away from goal there. Goes to the leading play there, and Johnson lands right on his chest. And he'll sit there and turn and go. That's a good kick there, straight over the top. And well done there to land on the chest of the number 26 there in Jake Kemsley. Yeah. And good ball movement there by the Kalannie side. So 14 minutes into this second quarter. Kalannie looking to try and put their 8th goal on the board, and it is Kemsley. Sits there, starts it straight, stays straight.
Oh no, we'll hear about that.
And that's going to be the reverse of another cart, I reckon. I reckon he's going to be asking one for when he pops in and sees the locals a little bit later today.
Yeah. So I think he's been coming out of Perth for about 13 years playing for us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, Jake Kemsley, great man. His brother played for a long time, Cade, and is now a family man. But Jake, he's an extraordinary. Hopefully we'll get his 200 games for us this year. But, yeah, great footballer, great club man, certainly part of our DNA, no doubt about that.
Beautiful. Look, and it's great to see those players that come back, year in, year out. And I'll tell you what, getting 200 games up for a community club or for a country club when you're coming from Perth, absolutely phenomenal.
Mm.
So extending their lead out now have a Kalannie. 8 goals, 250. Bencubbin 117. About 15 minutes gone in this second quarter. Look, we've had a couple of texts come through, which is great to see. Get involved. Mitchie Cameron's parents watching live from the Wembley Hotel. Go Dogs, they say. So great to hear from them. Got someone else watching from Brisbane, and they say go Bencubbin. No name attached to that one. But good to see some listeners coming in from Brisbane as well. Remember, keep sending those messages through 0408 603 269. Love having you involved. And a nice little chip kick to Bowe. He'll sit there and go. And the last goal scorer there in Kemsley. It's going to sit quite nicely for him. Reynolds on his hammer there. Nice little handball back. Goes to Zachy Sanderson. Sanderson, handball over the top there. It's going to go to Swain, I think that is. The left footer kicks inside 50 there. Not his greatest kick. Not to his players there. And Bencubbin will look to just try and push the ball out of bounds. And I think we will have a boundary throw in about 35 metres out from Kalannie's goal. So Sport scored 8-2-50. Bencubbin 117. As you mentioned, you've been able to keep quite a few, the nucleus of the side coming through. Look, probably who have been some of those additional players that you've probably brought in this year, and who are some of the guys that, I know we like to keep all our players every year, who are some of the players that you've lost?
So the four, I suppose, four big ins, is Tommy.
Yep.
Clearly quality footballer. No secret, he's out of Perth in the Waffle.
Yep.
Played there up until last year. So he's a big in for us. And with Benny Johnson coming, whom you've seen here, kicked a couple of goals.
Yep.
Swaney, been outstanding since he's got in, and the big guy in the middle, the project. He's
the project. I like it.
Big Connor Bradbury. He's in as well. So he's going to be really good for us. But locally, we've been lucky as well because we're losing Lukey Coleman. He's going down south later in the year, and Luke's been at home working on farm for a while. But Sam Nixon is starting. I think he's down back here somewhere, or was. He might be able to breathe in there. He plays his first game for us today. So his parents farm locally, and he's come back from the city with a young family and has settled into farm life and be there for some time. So he's getting his first tit out today. So it's really good. It's enormous. All the family names. There's a lot of names out in the side today. Macquarie, Kales, to name a few. Obviously Sanderson.
Yep.
And now Nixon. They've all played before. So it's great. It's really good. We're lucky.
Look, and there is one of those players this time in Sanderson. Will look to try and link up. Goes to Bo. Bo will look to try and nice low kick inside 50. Johnson just kicks it off. It's been picked up very well this time. I think that's the number 19 in Mitchie Cameron kicking around his body there. Oh, able to pick one up that time. Almost good work off the ground by Lukey Coleman. Doesn't quite work out for him, and Bencubbin will look to try and bring it out there. A play's going to open up nicely for him now, and a player all by himself. Been playing down back most of the day has been Boonda. Kicks inside 50, and that is a good kick. Yeah. And it's going to land on the chest of Jackson Stivvy, and a bit better ball movement there from the Bencubbin side. So only one goal on the board so far for the Bencubbin side. And Jackson Stivvy started back there, went through the midfield, and now they've thrown him forward. He'll kick from about 45 metres out, slide angle. Starts it. Yeah. Perfect land. That's gone right through the big sticks.
Yeah, good goal.
Second goal on the board for the Bencubbin side, and on the Sportal scoreboard now, it is Kalannie leading 9 goals to 56. Bencubbin 2 goals, 1-13, a margin of 43 points. But look, Bencubbin definitely been a lot more competitive in this second quarter, and look, 3 goals to 2. They'd probably be a bit happier with their efforts, you think?
Oh, absolutely. They'll only improve, and they'll improve as the game goes on. No doubt about that. A lot of new players out there for Benny, and they're too good a side not to be well coached. And Brendan Matera coaching them this year, so you've got to start somewhere. And they've, you know, we haven't had a lot of changes, so they were certainly, if it was going to be a game you might not want to start with, it was a game that starts, but I think they're doing okay, and they'll get better as this game goes on, and they're certainly going to be competitive throughout the year, no doubt about that.
Oh, look, I think so as well, and you know, you watch the football during the early part of the year as well. It's look, it's sometimes it can be a little bit hard to watch, and I'm talking even in the AFL, but yeah, you start getting, you know, the rust out, and look, I think both teams have actually started all right, and you mentioned Bencubbin. I think they're going to be pretty good as one of those players there in Brandon Matera has the ball again. Good kick inside 50. Stivvy's the target. It's going to land all right for him. Oldham is behind him there. Just does very well to just put the pressure on. Well done there by Stivvy. Umpire going to let that one play. Yeah. Does it stay in? Yes, it does, and we're going to have a ball up 25 metres out from Bencubbin's goal, and look, they'll be trying to pinch another one just before half-time now, as the umpire throws it up, and a good knock forward that time by the Kalannie player in Cowdrey.
Here she comes.
Going to come out, and Bencubbin, nice little chip kick there. It's not going to quite land on the chest, and well done there by Sanderson coming out of defence. Good handball off. Goes to McCreary. Nice kick there. It's going to work out all right into the hands of Sammy Nixon. Just goes through there, and Bencubbin will pick it up once again. He's overkicked that one slightly. It's going to go to the captain there in Kale, and he goes a nice little chip kick. Goes to Bo, who reaches up nice and high. He'll look to just try and settle it down a little bit now. Swain works for him and does very well. And Swain sees the ball, or the play start unfold in front of him there, and he's going to make Cowdrey work for it. He's happy to sit there and go and pick it up. Nice little kick out there, but it's been turned over and picked up by Bencubbin again. Starting to make a few more errors now, actually, the Kalannie side, and Bencubbin starting to get a little bit more of the ball, and it is going through this player there in Matera. Goes to Bennell, goes to Chip back there, and finds Damon Manuel. So Kalannie just needing to settle a little bit now. They've got a big lead on the scoreboard, but Bencubbin definitely looking a lot more competitive, and they'll be sitting there going for 2 goals in a row now. Damon Manuel, normally not a bad kick of the footy. We'll look to probably start it slightly right. He'll kick from about 45 metres out. Does start it just right. It's going to go right over just to the right-hand side, and that's a behind, a minor score. 2-2-14 on the Sportal scoreboard. Kalannie 9 goals, 256, a 7-goal margin. As we tick very close to half-time now. A nice little kick in there, lands in the hands of Sanderson. He'll go a nice little 45. He's managed to pick the gap between everyone there. Made the captain work, but he's done very well there to handball it out there. Goes to Bo. He'll look to handball it off to Swain. I think you're going to see those two players waxing pretty much all year, I reckon. Lands in the hands of Cowdery. He'll sit there and go, nice long kick now. That's a pretty good kick there. Nixon was the target, but well done by Cameron there to try and pick it up. Goes to Meldrum. He'll sit there and handball up. And good work out there by Sanderson to end up working forward. It's going to be picked up by Bo. He goes round. Mitchy Cameron for goal number 5. And just out to the left-hand side. So another minus score there for Kalannie. 9 goals, 357. Bencubbin 2-14. Their margin just creeps forward to 43 points. DJ, obviously be happy with how the first quarter went. What do you reckon the message will be at halftime for the boys?
I think just to get back to, staying on the job, we have processes like every team that we go through and what we try to achieve. And possibly what we're seeing here with just some rotations around in different positions has had a little bit of an effect. Also, you get a bit of a lead on and it does play with you a little bit. But I think, with this side here, if you want to be a good side, you've got to push on in all quarters. And no doubt, if we're in Benny's camp, they'll be, let's try and win a quarter one at a time. And so Benny is certainly playing a lot better. And you could argue we might have just sat back a little bit. But at the end of the day, you've got to press on and we need to get back on track. So I think DJ will be looking for a good, strong championship third quarter, to be honest with you.
Beautiful. Look, I agree with you, Aaron. I think it's going to start with that play there in Mitchy Cameron. He's just kicked his 5th for the game. Extends the lead out for Kalannie now, and Mitchy Cameron is right in the frame to win the Archie's Thongs as the best player of the game. We give those out to our player of the match right throughout the season, and look, they are absolutely sensational, the Archie's Thongs. And on the Sportal scoreboard, 10-3-63. Bencubbin 2-14, and that margin creeps out to 49 points. And look, great to hear people coming in on the text line as well. And Mitchy's mum's just said that deserves another champagne, I reckon. And I tell you what, if Mitch keeps kicking 5 goals, I reckon...
she may not see the last quarter.
I was going to say, Mrs. Cameron, she's going to be having a very, very good afternoon and evening. Big shout out to Norm watching from Bateman in Perth. He's a Benny supporter. Number 12, Daniel Patat, and thanks for flicking that one through. I appreciate it. And number 7 for Aussie Jones. They're stoked to watch the live stream and like to shout out to us there as well. So thanks for getting involved. Also go Caden Gillett from the Hale Borders. Thanks to the Hale Borders there. Go Bowie, Mrs. Bow, watching at home in Perth. She says go Kalannie. So look, thanks to everyone that keeps messaging through. Great to have you involved. And sending a bit of feedback and your shout-outs as well. And Mrs. Cameron, go easy on the champagnes, I reckon.
Great supporters of the Cameron family since Mitch has got involved. Come to most games, which is great. Mitch's brother Josh, fly in, fly out. He had a run for us pre-season, so he'll be up and about when he's back, which is great. And I think there's a younger brother that we've got tagged into our academy that'll be due to play for us sometime in the future. So yeah, I can see them bringing a little 12-seater out just quietly.
Hey, supporting local footy, that's what we want, and that's what the Classic Clashes does. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. And look, at half-time on the Sportal scoreboard, we have Kalannie leading 10-3-63. Bencubbin 2-2-14. Mitchy Cameron on absolute fire. He's kicked 5 to half-time. I'll tell you what, Gary Crossman, thank you so much for joining in.
Pleasure.
Mate, best of luck for the best of the day, or rest of the day today. And look, also for the rest of the season as well. Appreciate your time.
No worries. Thanks very much. Thanks for doing this, guys. It's great. It's awesome.
No worries. Thanking you.
Cheers.
Look, we're going to go to a super quick break, and we'll come back hopefully with an interview from the coach of... No, actually, we're going to stay live. We've already managed to get the coach from the Kalannie Dogs side, and DJ Akers. How are you, DJ?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Reasonable start for the boys?
Yeah, really happy with how the game's started off. I think, our midfield group's doing a really good job. I think everyone's eating in there at the moment, so it's nice and balanced. And I think, the backline's done a terrific job in terms of holding up when there's been a couple of loose players sneak out the back in that last 5 minutes. The forwards are getting to work, so pretty happy with it so far.
Yeah, look, they are doing pretty well. You started red hot. Mitchy Cameron, obviously, 4 in the first quarter, and look, then it probably started to even up in that second quarter a little bit. Benny just found their feet a little bit more, and probably a couple of their handy on ballers starting to get a little bit more of it. But look, I've liked the work of Gary's called him the project there in Connor Bradbury.
Yeah.
Look, he's going to be an interesting player for you, actually.
Yeah. I think he's come in pretty late for us. So fitness-wise, that's been pretty much the big priority in the last sort of 5 to 6 weeks. And he's doing work 3 times a week to get into the best shape possible. And yeah, I think considering this is how he started off round 1 in the shape that he's probably in at the moment, it's pretty good signs for what he's going to have in the next few rounds coming forward as he continues to work. So yeah, we've been really wrapped with how he's gone. He's given our mids first use. That's pretty much all we can ask for at this stage, and he's doing that exceptionally well.
Yeah, look, he looks like he's going to be a very handy player in the competition. I think the other sides that obviously come up are, probably going to battle with a player just of his sheer kind of size as well. So that's going to be good for your on-ballers throughout the year. Obviously yourself, DJ, and look, I won't keep you long because you want to go and address the troops, but been out in Kalannie now for a few years. Look, what keeps you bringing you back year in, year out?
I think the board, the town, everyone involved with the club, like whatever it takes to put the best team out of the park. Everyone's willing to put a hand up and help out. There's no dramas, to be honest. It's really simple. There's no silly stuff or anything like that sort of thing. It just makes it really, really easy when everyone's just willing to work with each other and build that sort of culture. It's pretty hard to sort of walk away from it. I love being out here. It's probably been like a really enjoyable move, and yeah, just really wrapped with how everyone goes. And I think also the playing group is really, really fun to play with. It's probably the most unselfish group I've played with in like all my time. Like you'll see out here, like everyone gives the first hands because they know they're going to get it back. So that's pretty fun football to play in and stuff and that. So I think that's been a big part of it.
Yeah, look, yeah, and you really notice that as well. And look, a big rap for yourself, mate. Obviously, been involved with the Kalannie side as long as you have now. Got to have quite a bit of success over the last, few years as well, which has been really, really good. But look, I think part of the key to that is being able to keep some of the same playing group together year in, year out as well. You've got a good group of locals. You obviously got a good group of players that come in from the Perth metro area as well. How important do you think it is to try and keep that nucleus together each season?
Yeah, massive. I think the turnaround we had from the side, probably in my first year in 22, we had a bit of a shift around going into 23, but pretty much the entire group's come back here in 2024, plus a couple extra boys that have played a bit of footy back in Perth with the group that we've already got established. So it's kind of already that established sort of chemistry in the group. But like you said, if you can get that sort of consistency out in the bush, it is really a game changer. A lot of the work that you have to do to restart if you get a whole new team in, it really cuts that time down. So you can see here, it's pretty much you hit it from day one, you can hit your straps pretty quickly. So it's a massive factor.
Absolutely. And look, we noticed that in quarter number 1, big lead for Kalannie at half time. Look, DJ, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Go address the troops, mate, and look, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Good on you.
Take
Cheers.
care.
Thanks to Dan Akers, obviously, for spending a bit of time there, the coach of the Kalannie Bulldogs. We'll go to a quick break. Come and join us for the second half of this Classic Clashes game out here at Bencubbin. It is Kalannie leading Bencubbin by 47 points. Join us for the second half coming up very soon.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals, and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people, they're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people, they're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
Back for a big third quarter of our first Classic Clashes game of the year out in Bencubbin. They're hosting the Central Wheatbelt Football League's opening round. And in the first game, we've got Kalannie against Bencubbin. And on the Sportal scoreboard, at halftime, it was Kalannie absolutely dominating in this contest. 10-3-63. Bencubbin 2-2-14. It's a margin of 49 points. And look, it's been a very, very good performance from the Kalannie side. A lot more even in the second quarter. But let's see what Bencubbin can do in the third as the umpire balls it up. Happy to see the ball roll around and calls it a straight back. Once again, right on the bullseye. Bradbury happy to knock it down. Does it very well. Picked up by Fitzpatrick. Couldn't quite get clean possession out. This time by Edwards Baldwin from Kalannie. He's going to sit there and go a nice little chip kick over the top there. Mark dropped there by Swain. Very well done, but Edwards Baldwin picks it up once again. It's been a high tackle, and it's going to go to the way of Bencubbin. I think it's going to be Damon Manuel that ends up with the footy. Thanks to all those people that have got involved thus far throughout the day. 0408 603 269 is the text line to get involved. Had a heap of shout-outs so far. Great to see people watching this game from all the way around Australia. We've had people from Brisbane, a lot of people watching from Perth. Thank you so much for the shout-outs as Bencubbin go inside 50. And that is a great kick inside 50 there by Sammy Reynolds. It's going to land on the chest of, I think that's Brandon Matera. It is indeed. And look, good mark there by Matera. And he'll sit there and go and have a shot on goal now. So Bencubbin first for this quarter. That is an absolute great kick. And I'll tell you what, that is a genuine contender for the snag of the day, goal of the day, by Blue Diamond Machinery. And, you know, an absolute beauty of a snag. And I'll tell you what, we're chasing a local butcher. If you've got a kilo of sausages to throw, what I think could be Brandon Matera's goal of the game to lose there, we'd happily take him and pass him on. But well done to Brandon Matera. And look, he's had a bit of a shout out as well. Go Daddy and Uncle Bales. Love Savvy Matera. So great to hear from the Matera family there. Obviously with Brandon and Bailey floating around in the Bencubbin side. And he gets a well-needed first goal for the Bencubbin side as they chip this lead away. 43 points on the Sportal scoreboard. We've only gone a couple of minutes in this third quarter as the umpire throws it up once again. Knocked down by Bradbury, and it will be Bencubbin bringing it out. Goes through Fitzpatrick. Coming out of defence there was the number 26 who's tackled there. The ball's turned over, but it's going to go back to Bencubbin. Very smart work there by Jones. Nice work there by Aussie Jones. Kicks it, turned over though, and Sanderson's going to bend over and pick it up. Well done by Zachy Sanderson. Goes to try and kick it up the ground. That is a good kick. Nice work over the top by Bencubbin. It lands in the hands of Bennell, and that is absolutely pinpoint precision. Well done there. Goes by Reynolds. Goes to kick it inside 50 there. Good spoil there by Matty Murray, and the ball goes out of bounds about 60 metres out from the Bencubbin goal. Outer side of the ground out here at Bencubbin. Someone else watching from Tasmania, Go Kalannie. Thanks for the shout out there. And Finney watching from Kalannie. Go the doggies. As Bencubbin go inside 50 once again. Well done coming out of defence this time by Kalannie. Tackled as he had that one, but it's going to work out all right. Lands on the chest from Kalannie on that outer side. That is a good kick through the middle of the ground. It's going to work out all right. It's going to go to McCreary. He loses that one, and they go through now to Bencubbin. Bit of a sloppy handball over the top from Manuel, but it will work out all right. And Bencubbin are out on the broadcast side. It's a good kick. I think it's going to sit pretty well for the number 22 there in Reynolds. Yes, it does. He goes back in board. Takes on Meldrum. Good pressure there from Meldrum, but that's a nice kick there. Good spoil from behind. Picked up very well that time. Nice tackle from behind. I think that is Sanderson. Yes, it is. And the umpire's going to come in and ball it up once again. So the umpire balls it up. Bencubbin trying to pump back inside 50 there. Goes through Gober. He kicks an up and under kick inside 50. But he's had his own footy in this third quarter, and that is Zach Sanderson once again just strolls out of defence, takes one bounce, goes a nice long 45 kick there and hits Edwards Baldwin on the chest. He's got plenty of room ahead of him. Nice little chip kick over the top for the runner there in the captain in Kale. Good kick there, but Bennell's going to go over the top there. Goes over the top. Eckhart tries to use his body there. Good work there by Eckhart. Nice little tackle there. Could have been holding the ball. Ball's bobbled out. Umpire happy to let it play. Goes back to the number 26 in Morgani. Risky kick across. Was collected high. And the umpire will come and give a free kick. No malice in that one from McCreary. But it is going to be a free kick to Aussie Jones there. And he'll come and pick the ball up once again. Hope he's all right. I think he's feeling a bit dazed. Young Austin Jones. Just calling for the trainers to come out now. Go back to the text line. Thanks for the live stream. Go big Benny Johnson. And I'll tell you what, it's the Mitchie Cameron fan club out there. Mitchie Cameron's Pop and Nana watching from Joondalup. Our grandson is having a good first game. We're at the grand final last year and hopefully we'll get to Kalannie to watch a few this year. Great club and great country community. And look, we definitely noticed that as we got to speak to DJ Akers and obviously Gary Crossman as well, and you can really feel that sense of community right the way out the central Wheatbelt. And look, that's what we want to bring you right throughout the year as our classic clashes. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuels. And look, as we wait for Austin Jones to come off the field now, you can just see he's a little bit groggy, and look, that might be his day. But look, good to see him walking off the field. And you never want to see a player go down injured, unfortunately. They've called a replacement on, and that is Matty Doherty. So a big shout out to all the sponsors that we have. AFGRI for the mark of the year. Blue Diamond Machinery, the goal of the year. And our player of the match, the Archie Thongs. And up near halftime at the moment, it's looking like Mitchie Cameron with the 5 goals so far. He is in the box seat, but we've got a big 2 quarters of footy left to go. As we just wait for Austin Jones to just finish getting to somewhere safe and off the ground. And good to hear him clapped off the field there nice and safely. As the umpire blows time on once again. And Harley Bennell with ball in hand. About 30 metres from his own goal. Goes a kick there, not a great kick. It's been turned over and Kalannie will get it, go inside 50. Cameron! And that is a good set of hands there from Mitch Cameron, and he marks the ball 45 metres out, directly in front, and he will be going back to kick goal number 6. So been an absolutely sensational target forward of centre today. Mitch Cameron, he's kicked 5. Benny Johnson's been a good target. I've also liked the work of Ryan Eckhart. So Cameron, right on the paint of 50. Not his greatest kick. He's not going to quite make the distance. And I'll tell you what, a good mark on the last line of defence there by Garanaccia, I think it is. And he goes and kicks it out. Good pick up this time by Bailey Matera. He flicks the handball across, and Aidan Fitzpatrick, happy to see it go out of bounds. Right on the paint of 50 there for Kalannie. And we'll have a throw in once again. So 8.5 gone in this third quarter. And the umpire will recall it once again. And we'll go one more reload, I reckon. Bit of a strong breeze out there at the moment. Definitely to the right of screen. And it probably has been the goal scoring end thus far. Nice knockdown by Bradbury, and it's been picked up well. Get a bounce, bounce. Just to the right-hand side, but no score. The umpire's picked out a free kick, and it is going to go to the defender there from Bencubbin. And he'll sit there and try and kick it out now. Goes the nice little handball there. Harley Bennell with ball in hand. Good kick over the top there. Lands in the hands of Reynolds. Didn't quite hit the target there, but Reynolds strolls out of defence now. That's a good kick Good work there by Sanderson to come across there, but picked up by Boondra. He's been tackled over the top there. Umpire says, give it to me. And we'll have a a ball up just right of centre. As the two rucks come in now. Umpire throws it up. No clear winner out of that one, but Fitzpatrick takes it out of the ruck there for Bencubbin. Good work there. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire says no. Goes to Kale, the big captain there. Kicks inside 50, and it's marked by Eckhart. And he'll sit there and have a shot on goal from about 47 metres out. A tightish angle, but the left footer, look, he'll be banking himself in from there. I've seen him kick some good goals down at Charles Roddy Reserve in North Beach before. He's normally pretty good from this distance and from this type of angle. Nice bit of feedback from the players there. Eckhart, 48 metres out, starts at left, comes back right, goes to a far right, and another minus score on the board for Kalannie, but increases their lead out now. 10 goals for 64. Bencubbin, 3 goals to 20 on the Sportal scored a margin of 44 points. And we've gone a tick over 10.5 minutes in this third quarter. A classic clash is sponsored by Great Southern Fuels. And a big thank you to these major sponsors there. Thank you to Stephen McWhirter and the incredible team at Great Southern Fuels for their amazing support of Classic Clashes. And our mission to showcase grassroots Aussie rules football. And look, we'll be doing this all season. We've started out in Bencubbin for the Central Wheatbelt Footy League. Head across to Quairading tomorrow for a league game in the Avon League between Quairading and York. And we'll keep covering clashes right the way throughout Western Australia throughout the year. As Bencubbin have the ball now, and Bennell once again now playing in defence, goes to try and bring it out and lands on the chest of Fitzpatrick. Handballs back to Bennell. Goes a nice long kick up the line there, goes to Stivvy. He picks it up. Happy to see that one go out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in on the outer side of the ground out here at Bencubbin. It's a good throw in. That wind must have dropped down a little bit, and Bradbury just spikes it out of the air. Eckhart goes to chase it, picks it up well. Nice little handballs to himself, but Reynolds puts the pressure on. And happy to see it out of bounds 40 metres around from the Kalannie goal. It's been a great day out here at Bencubbin today. Had a lot of the locals obviously in from around the Central Wheatbelt area. We've got Kalannie, Bencubbin, Beacon and Quarter coming up as well afterwards. And look, in the football, Bencubbin, they've got the bye and obviously hosting this first round. But over the back we've got the hockey, we've had the netball as well. And look, it's been absolutely sensational to see a great sense of community all come out and support local sports. And that's what you want to see out in these communities. Bencubbin look to try and bring it out of defence now. Great pressure there from the number 19 in Mitchy Cameron. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Adam Swain with the ball and the left footer. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a tough kick for him. But I reckon if he starts it just out to the left, he's going to go the banana. That's a nice kick. Oh, Benny Johnson just lets it go over the goal line there, and it's another minus score to Kalannie. But I've liked the kick on goal there from Adam Swain. He was happy to risk it and give it a go. And Bennell with the ball there goes a nice little kick out, and Boundary with the ball. Sorry, Boondra with the ball there. Nice kick up the line. Just going to go past Stivvy. He's not able to pick that up. Good pick up there by Matera. I'm not sure how he got rid of that one. He threw it. I thought he did as well. And the umpire says, give it back to me. It's going to be a free kick to Kalannie. It's going to go to Murray. So nice leading target there of Cameron goes to him. Goes just over the top of his head there. It's going to land in the hands of Morgoni. He's happy to handball it off. Lands in Bailey Matera's arms. He flicks across to Daniel Patat. And Bencubbin trying to come through the middle of the ground there. Good tackle pressure there by Kalannie. And we're going to have a ball up once again. So Bencubbin with the only goal of this quarter so far. They've been able to start just chipping away at this lead now, but picked up this time by Sanderson. That's Zach Sanderson from Kalannie. He handballs out. Good run and carry this time by the number 7 in Cordroy. and turns the ball over, and Bennell picks it up once again. Nice little cheeky handball over the top there. Goes once again to Morgani. He kicks inside there. It's marked on the chest of Patat. So he's had a fair bit of footy throughout this game. Can't quite take that mark, but it might be a free kick. And it is going to go to Boonder, and it might be a 50-metre penalty. Yes, it is. And Boonder is going to go have a shot on goal now. So Bencubbin kicked the only goal for the third quarter so far. Line up for their second of this quarter. And I'll tell you what, if they kick this, the margin will be back to 6 goals. But they've actually done a lot of the attacking, and look, if they can chip a couple more away in this third quarter, they'll find themselves right in the mix at three-quarter time. As Boonder goes straight over the goal umpire's head. Second goal in the quarter for the Bencubbin side. And on the Sportal scoreboard, they trim back that margin now. Kalannie still leading 10-5-65. Bencubbin 4-2-26. It is a margin of 41 points. Sorry, 39 points. My maths is terrible there. And after about 15 and a half minutes in this third quarter, Bencubbin will be hoping to try and sneak a couple more in there. Shout out on our text line. Go get 'em, Benny. Cowboy. Up the doggies from Steve in Mandurah. Thanks for flicking us a message there, Steve. Great to have you on board. Remember our number 0408 603 269. Great to have all these messages and coming through. Great to see you supporting country footy and these classic clashes matches. As Bencubbin come out of the middle of the ground and then could have been tripped. No, he just tripped all that over himself, did Brandon Matera, but they've been able to bring that ball forward again. Sanderson once again at the bottom of that pack, been absolutely everywhere in defence for the Kalannie side. Umpire circles around, but happy to just say give it to me, and we'll have another ball up. The umpire throws it up once again. Good knockdown by the Kalannie ruckman. Players stack on top. And he's called a holding the ball decision this time. And it's going to be a free kick to Bencubbin there. And a good mark and good kick there by the two Matera boys. And it's going to be Brandon Matera. Goes a nice little chip kick inside 50 there again. And Damon Manuel. And I'll tell you what, Bencubbin, they are looking up and about in the latter stages of this third quarter. So Damon Manuel, he had a shot on goal in the second quarter. Just dropped it short. He'll be trying to make amends this time now. Sets it up, sets it straight, just out to the left, is it? It is indeed a minor score for the Bencubbin side. They're now 4-3-27. Just chipping away at that margin. Still 38 points, the lead to Kalannie. As a captain there in Kale, he's tackled there beautifully by Manuel. And he'll be sitting there trying to make amends for that last missed kick on goal. See if he can pump it back inside 50 for the Bencubbin side. He looks to play and go. Nice kick inside 50. Player didn't know it was coming to him there, but it's going to go inside there. Boonder was the player there for Bencubbin. But it's gone out of bounds, and we'll have a reload and a throw in once again. Another great shout out. Go Kalannie. Shout out to Sammy Nixon, number 24, and Kalannie local Alicia Hudson, who's watching from New Zealand. So tuning in from all around the country and out from the land of the long white cloud as well in New Zealand. That is a great shot on goal and just hits the upright. And I'll tell you what, that would have been the contender there for the Blue Diamond Machinery snag of the day. Still got Brandon Matera leading that one at the moment, I think. But Bencubbin just peppering away. And Kalannie will look to try and bring it out of defence now. They just need to settle down a little bit. Try and get back to that footy that they were playing in the first quarter. And Bencubbin just keep putting that pressure on, and a nice mark in the last line of defence there by Matty Murray. Risky kick there, Swain. The ball is spoiled there. Picked up, handballed through now Bencubbin looking to try and keep pushing through there, but Swain's able to pick that one out. Comes out to the captain there in Kale. He'll sit there and go back in board, and it is Bo going through the middle of the ground. Takes one bounce, goes to the 2-on-1, 3-on-1 there, and Bencubbin will look to mop up nicely. Nice little chip kick. It's gone over the top. Reynolds got a lot to work there. Eckhart does well. Does well to tackle him there. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire happy to say that he's handballed that one off. Nice little kick off the ground that time by Regan Jeffries. Good pick up there by Benny Johnson. Eckhart snaps around the body. On line. It's going to land just short. And well done by Harley Bennell. That touched the clouds. That one did. And Bennell has taken a mark on the last line of defence there for Bencubbin. He'll look to try and go now. Nice long kick. And that is a great kick. Lands on the hands, on the chest of Caden Gillette. He'll look to try and go nice and quickly now. Great spoil over the top. Play there from Bencubbin. Almost wore that one around the ears, but well done by Matty Murray, just spoiling that one beautifully. And we'll have a throw-in scoreboard side of the ground. Just over 20 minutes gone, and on the Sportal scoreboard, it is still Kalannie leading by 37 points. And Meldrum with the ball there. Chips it out. It's just going to roll out of bounds right in front of Lukey Coleman. And we'll have a throw in 55 metres out from the Kalannie goal. Classic clashes going right the way throughout WA this year. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuels, but also Filming Footy as well. Have been filming football right throughout Australia for many years now, covering country footy in WA and also throughout South Australia and Victoria, and they do such a good job as well. So big shout out to Filming Footy, and look, thank you for the work that they put in to allow country football right throughout Australia to be produced, and for people to tune in and watch the great game of Aussie rules right the way throughout. And it's good to see players like Brandon Matera rolling out for country sides. And rolls a good kick down the line there. No one able to take that mark. Kalannie looking to try and mop up now. And the umpire says throw it in. It did just go out of bounds. So latter stages of this third quarter. About 22 minutes gone, and there will be a little bit of extra time on there for young Austin Jones there from Bencubbin, who went off. Looked to be a little bit weary a little bit earlier, and look, hopefully he's doing all right there as Damon Manuel goes and kicks. So Benuta with the ball. He's got players leading at him. I think he's going to back himself in for the distance. He runs around a little bit to give himself a little bit more. It's going to go right the way to the line. Might just stop short. And that is a good mark right on the line. And I'll tell you what, then they're going to go back and they're going to kick another here, Bencubbin. This will be their third for the quarter. And once again, it's that young fella there in Jackson Stivvy, I think. No, it's actually the number 10 there in Caden Gillette. Very, very similar hairstyles. But Gillette kicks that one there. And trims that margin back once again. 5-4-34 on the Sportal scoreboard. Kalannie 10-5-65. That margin back to 31 points. And it's going to be interesting going into this last quarter. So as we mentioned, Bencubbin 3 goals to zip in the third quarter. And when we thought it was all done and dusted at quarter time, Bencubbin have really done well to turn it into a bit of a game. So umpire with the ball back in the middle of the ground once again. Bradby back in the ruck this time, but it's knocked down by the Bencubbin ruckman. Good pressure by Bencubbin to try and keep that ball in there, but Kalannie able to get the clearing ball out. Push there. I think that could be by the captain there in Carl. It is. And it's going to be a free kick to Morgani. Loving the pink boots. Goes a nice long kick there. There's going to be a pack of players forming. Bradbury's there. Almost taken a mark there by the number 30, the big ruckman in Gobert. Wasn't able to quite take it there. The last goal kicker there. I think there's a number 19 actually in Gareth Emery. He's at the bottom of that pack. And we'll have a throw up right in front of the interchange area here for both sides. Latter stages of the third quarter. And they'll be both looking for a bit of a break as we go into what's going to be a really interesting fourth quarter coming up. As we mentioned, the classic clashes out here in Muckenbudden. First game of the year. And look, don't go anywhere after this game. We've got quarter. They'll be coming up against Beacon. And Beacon making the grand final last year up against Kalannie. So that's going to be an absolute cracking contest as well. But three-quarter time. And it is on the Sportal scoreboard. Kalannie leading 10-5-65. Bencubbin 5-4-34. A margin of 31 points. We'll go to a quick break and we'll be back for fourth quarter action out here at Muckenbudden.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust. At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals and we support the communities we operate in. But don't
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager.
And we are back here live for fourth quarter action of our first Classic Clashes game out here in Bencubbin. The Central Wheatbelt Footy League hosting a big opening round day, a double header. Kalannie versus Bencubbin in the first game, and on the Sportal scoreboard it is Kalannie leading 10-5-65, Bencubbin 5-4-34, and it was a different Bencubbin side in that third quarter, and look, kicked 3 goals to zip, only 2 behinds to Bencubbin in that quarter, and look, really making the game interesting, and look, let's see what they can do in this fourth quarter. It's going to be very interesting. And look, I had the pleasure of having different guests throughout the day. We had Gary Crossman from Kalannie earlier in the day. And look, to start the fourth quarter, we've ended up with a bit of a legend from the Central Wheatbelt Footy League kind of area. Reedy, good to have you on board, mate.
Thank you very much.
Look, great day out here, isn't it, out in Mucka?
Absolutely amazing, eh? 2 games, like you said, 70 kids on the oval to start it all off. Not many days you get 70 kids on the oval here. So, brilliant day.
Absolutely, and look, it's always a big day for the league, as you mentioned. Having something like this, it's normally only, around finals time that you sometimes have days like this. What does it do for a community?
Well, I mean, at the start of the season, it just brings everybody together. Being round one, you've got the club that's having the bye running the day, and the other 4 clubs play, and all they got to do is come and play, which is sweet for them.
Look, absolutely right, and look, Mucka, obviously, do you reckon, did they draw the short straw, or do you think it's a privilege for those clubs to be able to host days like this?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a privilege. They started it last year, so Bencubbin ran the first one last year. You guys were involved in that. This year it's gone to Mucka, and I think next year it'll go to the next club. And I think we're sort of looking at possibly doing 2, maybe 3 through a season, in the years to come.
Yep.
And then that way it'll all work out, with home grounds and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, great concept.
I think it's a really great concept. And look, we obviously having a chat to Gary Crossman, the president there for Kalannie, a little bit earlier today, and he kind of reiterated, obviously, how important it is just getting the communities together to be able to make footy work like it does. And I'll tell you what, that is an absolutely beautiful goal from Benny Johnson, I think it was, on that outer side. And Kalannie needing that goal there. 11-5-71, Bencubbin 5-4-34 on the Sportal scoreboard. And a little bit of a steadier there for Kalannie, you would say? Yeah,
definitely. They needed that.
Absolutely.
Benny were on top, even though they're not sort of on top on the scoreboard. That third quarter, they took control, didn't they?
Oh, look, they did. And look, we've had a chance to speak, as I mentioned, Gary, and also DJ Akers popped up from Kalannie, and also the coach of the Central Wheatbelt representative side as well. And look, how important it is, you have days like this for community, but even getting guys like DJ to come back and do the coaching, got a couple of handy players out there for Bencubbin in it, some ex-AFL boys with Brandon Matera and Harley Bennell, and even some of the, Perth boys from, North Beach that are hanging around the Kalannie side as well. Look, how much of a difference does that make to the competition?
Oh, it just makes it 100% more professional. DJ comes in and is over keen to be a good coach. He really wants to get this Kalannie side and make them great, which he's done so far. I think he's in his third year, and I think they've won 2 out of the last 3. So and they're looking good this year as well. Their systems are good. He coaches. The way he coaches is really, really good. So for him to come out and run one of these clubs out here, it's amazing. Especially for, out there's probably 4 or 5 young ones from each town, and they learn heaps, from these guys that come out and represent. So I think we've got Des Headland in the next game, haven't we, coming up?
Oh, is that right? I hadn't actually looked that far ahead. So
he's playing for Beacon, eh? So
beautiful. Yeah, I'm working through the team sheets there. Desi Hadlin, that'll be a nice one there, and Garth Taylor, obviously.
Garth, yeah.
Great coach there as well. So look, having these people bring back this kind of experience to community footy, it makes such a difference. Yourself, I know you're involved in a bit of a broad spectrum of footy. For the listeners out there, probably just, give us a quick rundown on your role and how you're kind of involved.
Yep. So I work for the West Australian Footy Commission. I'm the Wheatbelt regional football manager, regional football specialist. I've got 3 leagues. All of our regions roughly about 3 leagues each, and I think we've got 8 regions. So I've got 1. There's a Midlands area, which is the other Wheatbelt area. You got Great Southern, Southwest, Goldfields, Midwest, and Kimberley and Pilbara.
Gotcha.
As the areas, and we really, when I first started the job about 8 years ago, it was more around grassroots. Schools, doing all those sorts of things, but Country Football WA, which we're now known as, we've taken a holistic look now, so we do everything. So clubs, leagues, so it's good.
Good.
Really, really good. And the change in country football, from Country Football League to Country Football WA, it's just going to be brilliant.
Yeah, look,
really good.
Oh, look, I totally agree. And how have you enjoyed that change of role? You had the opportunity to work in development in waffle footy, and I loved seeing the kids evolve, and you get to have these big clinics out there. But also, as you have your role in senior footy, how's that changed as well, being probably more, across everything?
Yeah, it's just that fact of getting involved in the senior clubs, helping out volunteers, because volunteers, they volunteer their time. You and myself might have been in paid positions, but they volunteer their time. So, to help them out, it's really good. And it's just a great job. Working in football, you got kids that just smile. They can see you in the street. They love it. So. If I can create the next, give an opportunity to the next Harley Reid, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. And look, I think that was one of the big things for me was just seeing players develop all the time. You see young guys kind of pop out of nowhere. I was lucky enough to have this type of region, back in my day, and I still remember a young guy like Liam Baker, as example, kind of coming through, and he's now been talked about. He's a vice captain of Richmond, and maybe coming back to WA, and you see those little stories of players that you see as 13, 14-year-olds, and that's what gives you the buzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you see guys like the Materias and the Benells that are at the end of their AFL careers coming back as well. So that's one of the great kind of rewarding things for people in our positions that had those things kind of happen over the years.
Yeah,
I know you've obviously the Central Wheatbelt League. You've got the EDFL as well, and who was your other one?
Yep, Eastern Districts Football League, which is just south of the Central Wheatbelt Football League, and then south again to the Upper Great Southern Football League.
Cool.
And I mean, all 3 leagues are completely different in their makeup, in their delivery, and in the amount of volunteers that they have. So Country Football WA is just such a varied. Every league is different. So it's good. I love working in the industry.
Oh, look, it's a great industry to work in. I think people actually they see jobs in football and they don't realise how hard they are. The amount of hours that are put in. It is a bit of a payoff sometimes because you go, hey, look, I get to work in something that I absolutely love. But the hours are absolutely massive, and it's a shout out to guys like yourself, Reddy, that put in the hours and help the leagues and the volunteers, get days like today going.
Yeah.
Kalannie, well done to them. Another goal on the board on the Sportal scoreboard, 12-5-77. Bencubbin 5-4-34, and just with those 2 goals in this quarter, really probably starting to put the nail in the coffin a little bit. A lead of 43 points, and you'd have to think, 6 minutes into this quarter, it's probably going to be a bit tough for the Benny boys to come back from here.
Yeah, it looks like Kalannie has settled, doesn't it? Although the start of the third and the start of the second, I think Kalannie came out pretty strong too, and Bencubbin settled in. So hopefully they've got another little push left in this quarter.
Fingers crossed. And good kick inside 50 there, and I think it's Benuda. He's taken the mark there for Bencubbin, and he's kicked one already. Normally got a pretty good long left foot kick, and he's got a bit of a breeze behind him as well. So let's see what the big fella can do. He's going to kick from probably right on the paint of 50. Directly in front. It's a good kick. It's going to go right way past the line and just to the right-hand side. So a minor score there for Bencubbin. And still chipping away slowly at that margin. As you mentioned, we've got another game coming up as well for our Classic Clashes. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. Quarter versus Beacon. Do you know much about either of those sides? I know you said Desi Headland's going to roll out for the Beacon side there.
Yeah, I think Beacon are strong again this year. Last year they finished the season really strong. Quarter, from my talks with a few of the Quarter people, it's a bit of a local side this year.
Yep.
More locally focused. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. But history tells us that Quarter are probably the best club in this league over recent histories anyway. So I'm sure they'll tough out the year. So
should be a pretty good game of footy coming up, and obviously the league gets to see Mucka next week, who have got the bye. I know in some of these, like you mentioned about the Central Wheatbelt and the Eastern Districts and Upper Great Southern as well, and you mentioned them being quite different. Central Wheatbelt obviously being the smaller of the leagues there. Look, how do you find, and then you probably head across to Upper Great Southern, who, you've got some big clubs out there. What do you find the key differences and challenges are between the different leagues?
I think out here it's more, without football, without hockey, without netball, these towns would have nothing. As in social, in a social setting. So up here, it's vital that they have to do what they do to survive up here. Whereas your uppers, again, numbers are low, but they've got a bigger base, population base. So, and they've got two league sides, a C grade, which is under 18s, and a juniors. So they're struggling in the youth category, the Colts, but they've obviously just got more people to draw from, so. Makes them a bit stronger. Eastern Districts went to 16 aside like these guys a couple of years ago and fastened it up, and they're loving it. The old boys are loving it. Simon's loving it. He's getting delivery in, Simon Duckworth.
Just for that little bit of extra space for the old fellas?
Yeah, for the old fellas. So, it's they've all got their different challenges, like I said, that with the uppers comes more volunteers, more people involved, but more opportunities for people to play. So
perfect. Yeah, you mentioned obviously with some of the younger numbers. Is that something that we're seeing across WA community footy? Some of the less kind of numbers with, I guess, Colts age players. Are they sticking around as long?
Yeah, it's hard because outside this area here, you got your primary schools. All these towns have got primary schools.
Yep.
And with the kids going away in year 7, which never used to be. It makes it a little bit tough. So. So the youth thing is sort of, it's hard. It's very hard. Now, Upper Great Southern have got Narrogin Senior High School and Katanning Senior High School, so they've got 2 big high schools compared to this area that's got none.
Yeah, and realistically, they're either having to go off to
school
some
in
different ag schools or go out to head to
Yep.
Perth and a lot of the borders there. So. Yeah.
Which gives, but then again, that does bring some opportunity as well. Some of those boys that do go to Perth, and girls get the opportunity to play, football in Perth. So, but we sort of can get lost to us, if you know what I mean, sometimes. So
they don't always end up coming back out to jump back on farms or whatever other roles within the community. So
that's the advantage the uppers have got there. They've got the D grade, the C grade, and then those kids want to play for those clubs.
Yep.
These guys have sort of got a bit of a makeshift juniors and no youth, and it's hard to get the boys to come back.
Yeah, keeping them involved in footy in the long term. Yeah, Bencubbin with the ball now, and look, they need to try and chuck a couple more goals on board, and that's not a bad kick there. Stivvy just drops that one, but he's going to turn around beautifully there. Tries to put the afterburners on there. Nice little handball, but it's picked up by Meldrum. He handballs inboard, and a good little flick across. Well done there by that player in Sanderson. He's been very good for Kalannie so far. Kicked inside 50 there by McCreary. Ball's going to go right the way to the line. Good tackle there. And what's the umpire paid? I think it's going to be a free kick to Bencubbin. Holding the ball it was, and Mitchy Cameron, he was looking for goal number 6 there, but it didn't quite come out. It's Bailey Matera with the ball there. Flicks across to Reynolds. Goes back to Matera, and he'll be sitting there looking for options. His brother is there in Brandon, and hits him absolutely lace out. So Brandon Matera looking for some options ahead. Finds a good one there, and that's Gobert. Goes over his head, and it'll trickle out of bounds. Scoreboard side of the ground. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it is still Kalannie leading by 43 points. We've had the opportunity to actually get some feedback from the locals and people watching around the grounds today, which has been great. If you do want to get involved, 0408 269 608. Just trying to remember that phone number off the top of my head again. 0408 603 269. And look, always having some feedback coming in. This one I don't mind it, Reedy. It's good. Fantastic commentary. Great game of footy so far. Go the Mighty Bulldogs. Number 12 for the Bulldogs, Sanderson, has been the best player on the ground so far with his drive off the half-back line and his run. I'll tell you what, he's a contender for the Archie Thongs, actually. Mitchy Cameron, he's kicked a lazy 5, but Sanderson, he has set up very, very well for the Kalannie side. And look, thank you so much for flicking in that feedback so far. 12 and a half minutes gone in this contest, and it is Kalannie leading quite comfortably. Any big predictions for the year? I think from what you've seen from the league, obviously Kalannie, they've won the last 2. Look, are they going to be probably favourites to go in and win you again this year?
Yeah, I think so at this stage, but yeah, round 1. It's a long season, so... yeah, I mean, Benny have shown some glimpses today, that's for sure. And Brandon Matera's coaching for the first time this year, so I'm sure it'll take a couple of games for him to get his his set game plays that he wants to instill.
Yep.
But Benny will probably challenge Beacon. As I said, will probably be another challenger. And
the Mucker boys,
Quarter and Mucker, as I said, they're a lot of locals.
Yep.
So Mucker last year did struggle quite a lot.
Yep.
But in the end, they're going to try and be competitive. But I'd say Kalannie are the ones to beat again this year.
Beautiful. And Big Benny Johnson kicks his 3rd goal of the game, and looks to be a good target. And we saw Tommy Edward Baldwin running through the middle of the ground with the delivery as well. So going to be another good play that they've been able to bring in there. And there's that player in Sanderson. Unfortunately, turns it over this time, and they try and bring the ball inside 50. Has been through Matera. He has a long shot on goal and just out to the left-hand side. A minor score once again for Bencubbin. And the ball goes over the back, and sometimes these big country grounds, we can lose a footy here or there. I remember being out here one day with Caleb Shadbolt and him showing me some tricks from the boundary line there. He doesn't mind a snag, young Caleb.
No, he loves them. He loves them.
Yeah, and I remember having to chase the ball down into the bush there. I wasn't actually that rapt about it, but that was all right. So Kalannie with the ball, looking to try and bring it in once again. And be Murray. Nice little kick there. Finds Edwards Baldwin. Has Oldham by himself. Nice little chip kick there. And Vincent Oldham with the mark there. Good ball movement from the Kalannie side. Finds the Cowboy there. Benny Cowdroy. Nice little chip kick. It lands in the hands of Kemsley. He's kicked 1 goal so far today. And Big Gary there before he said, look, he's going to be celebrating long and hard, just kicking that goal a little bit earlier today. Turned over there, goes to Matera, and he goes a nice little chip kick. And a good mark there on the outer side by the player there from Bencubbin. He'll look to try and kick long down the line. Good spoil over the top there by the Cowboy. And it goes out of bounds on the scoreboard side of the ground. 15 and a half minutes gone. And it is still Kalannie with quite a big lead. So events planned for the year in the Central Wheatbelt Footy League. Obviously, you've said that we've got the big opening round, which we're into our second year now. Any other big feature kind of rounds coming up throughout the season?
Yeah, they've got plenty of country football WA. Think mental health rounds. Talk to a mate. All our sponsored rounds coming up. So quite a few planned through the year. Yeah, it should be good. We've got a little. I've been doing a bit of a school tour for a junior development day in middle of May. So the kids will get to do some footy in the middle of May there too. So
yep.
So there's a big year planned.
Beautiful. And your junior development day, where's that going to be based this year?
At Benny. Yeah, the schools all go down to Benny. Benny's sort of the middle ground for everyone, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, the junior development day's there, and we'll get to all the schools in the lead up. So.
Beautiful. I was saying to you off air before, I do remember some fond memories of bringing some guys out from West Perth and getting them to come out to the days out in Bencubbin. I think the last time it might have been Josh Rotham, who's now at West Coast. He was playing for West Perth at the time, and Dean Munns, who's now the captain across at West Perth. He's a bit of a legend out in Beacon as well. So the kids love running out to see him. I reckon I saw about 57 different Munns kids out there last time, and look, great to see such a strong family connection there as well.
I think there were 7 Munns out there last year as well, don't worry.
They keep going and going, and look, good to see these families out in the country regions supporting. And look, another goal on the board for Kalannie, and I think that might have been Mitchie Cameron once again. And look, he's getting ready for goal number 6 there, and probably lining himself up there for a nice brand new pair of Archie's thongs. And as we mentioned earlier, we've got lots of different colours. We've got the green, we got the pink, the brown ones there. Looks like we've even got some slides this year as well. So look, later stages of this game, we'll probably he's probably a strong chance there. And another goal there from Kalannie, and they good celebrate goal there as well. A really good goal. And look, on the Sportal scoreboard now, 15 goals, 696. Bencubbin, 5-6-36, a margin of 10 goals, and they've really kicked away in this last quarter.
Taking control, haven't they?
Absolutely right. And look, Bencubbin, I think they'll probably, especially their second and third quarters, probably be pretty happy with that. Brandon Material will probably take a lot out of that as well. But, they're really showing that 5 goals in the last quarter. Kalannie are probably going to be the team to beat in this Central Wheatbelt Footy League competition this year.
Benny looked pretty good though in that second and third quarter when they did get on top. So I think there's, as you said, plenty for Brandon to work with.
3 goals to zip in that quarter.
Yeah, in that third quarter. So they've got plenty to work with, I think.
And other, obviously, Central Wheatbelt things this year will, have the country champs later in the year. Look, when do you start getting organised for that? And, geez, it just dawned on me that you've got 3 competitions to oversee there. That's a bit of work for you there, Reedy.
Yeah, no, they generally, the leagues look after that themselves, generally. They get their own sponsors, they get their own accommodation, they do all those sorts of things. The logistical side of things, we sort of help, we run the carnival, but they're pretty organised themselves. The first meeting of the year, mate, that's the first topic that usually gets brought up.
Everyone's excited.
Yeah, Country Week side, and you know what? Last year, the Central Wheatbelt side actually had quite a few of their Perth boys play. And it was amazing. It was really, really good. They had a good unity. As we've talked about, DJ was amazing with them. They look forward to it out here. And both the other 2 leagues as well. Uppers think they're one of the best. And rightly they
normally
are.
Go pretty well.
Yeah, rightly they are. And ADFL just go there for the social side of things sometimes, I think. No, I'm being harsh on that.
No, look, the ADFL actually have a good side. It was I had the pleasure to get out to Mandurah and out to Pinjarra for the Colts as well, and see a fair bit of that footy that was out there. And I'm trying to remember, I think, did one of the leagues with the EDFL no, they weren't in the grand final.
No, I think last year Central Wheatbelt had to beat, I think it was Midland Coastal or Central Midland Coastal.
Oh, that's right.
To get to the final or something, and they lost that last game.
That's right, they did too.
So I think they came in third or something like that. So
There you go.
Yeah, so it all comes down to the day, any game of football, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and those shorter ones as well. I think with if I remember right, the 20-minute quarters as well, or the halves.
Yeah, 20-minute halves.
Can make a big difference. Central Wheatbelt, have they made an announcement on coach?
Not officially, not
yet.
Officially yet. But
I
think the expectation is there, but we won't even mention. We'll just wait until it's announced.
Yep. No, fair enough. I wasn't sure. I guess the protocols.
I'm pretty sure not yet, but
cool.
Yep.
Well, I know they'll be obviously looking to build on. Some of the footy they've had throughout the years, and looking across some of the names that I've seen on the team sheets, going to be able to roll out a pretty handy side, depending on people's availabilities as well and all that. But it could be another good year for the Central Wheatbelt side. And look, Kalannie going back now, looking to see if Zachy Sanderson can kick his first goal for the game, and seeing if Kalannie can crack triple digits. So Sanderson, ball in hand. And Zach Sanderson, Grandad Graham, is watching on computer at Hollywood Hospital. Go Kalannie, let's see if Zach can kick one for him. It's going to come back.
Oh, no,
and just
wrong
out
side.
to the right-hand side. And that would have been a good goal there for his Grandad Graham there, out in watching from Hollywood Hospital. Hope all is well with young Graham out there. As Bencubbin go and kick the ball in. Good kick there, and it lands on the hands of Jackson Stivvy. So very later stages now of this contest. Sportal scoreboard it is. Kalannie leading 15-7-97. Bencubbin 5-6-36. And Kalannie will come away with a pretty good 10-goal win by the looks of it. But Bencubbin still pushing through the middle of the ground. And Benuta sits there and handballs go to Manuel. He tries to spin out of trouble. Doesn't quite well. Just past Fitzpatrick. He can't quite grab it. There's that player there in Sanderson. Nice little handball there. Goes to Murray. Nice little chip kick. And that's a precision pass there. So the captain there and Cale just happen to see it kind of slow down. Nice little kick there as well. They'll go back inside 50 there. Meldrum not quite able to take that mark there. We'll sit there and try and follow up. Good pressure from him.
Pressure.
Well done there by the Bencubbin player to flick it out. And they'll look to try and work their way out of it. Dangerous handball there. Well done. Just pushes Oldham down. Uses his power there. And that is the siren out here at Muckabuddin. Our first Classic Clashes game of the year. Proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. And it is Kalannie winning this contest. 15-7-97. Bencubbin 5-6-36. Reedy, look, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Thank you for all the work you do out in community footy, especially with the Central Footy League. And look, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Thank you to you guys for what you do as well, like getting this out to people in the around the place. Just great job. So well done, guys.
No worries. Thank you so much. Look, we'll go to a short break, and look, after the break, we'll be down on the ground with Archie's player of the game. See you after a very short break.
At Great Southern Fuels, we know fuel and we know service. We've been doing it for over 40 years. We're a family business, we employ locals, and we support the communities we operate in. But don't just take it from us. Hear what our customers have to say.
They're driven by local people. They're great community contributors.
We use Great Southern Fuels because they give us a fantastic service at the right price.
You can rely on them no matter what. It's just a phone call away and the tanks are full.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Great Southern Fuels. Reliability you can trust.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
Back down on the ground, our first Archie's Thongs player of the game for our Classic Clashes, proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. And I'm here with Mitchy Cameron, kicked 6 goals for Kalannie in the first game. Mitch, good first up game, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it was good to get out there. Had a couple of hit-outs in the pre-season. We went all right, but yeah, it was good to get back at it.
You had a pretty good first quarter yourself, a lazy 4 goals. The delivery coming in the first quarter was pretty good. How are you seeing them?
Yeah, it was good. I just ended up landing in my lap a couple of times, so.
Gotcha. Look, I'll throw you across there. I think Mitch has just been named player of the game, and he's getting a clap over there as well. So here's some Archie Thongs, and I'll tell you what, you better run off and get the one as well. Well done again.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good on you.
Cheers.
Mitchy Cameron, well done.
My name's Nick Essler. I'm the National Operations Manager for Blue Diamond Machinery. I've been with the business for 18 months. Blue Diamond Machinery, we've got a great team environment. We encourage input from all of our staff, from warehouse workers to electricians to engineers and sales team, to help us move our customers towards a cleaner future. So we're looking to fill the roles of electrical technicians, both within our production areas and field service, mechanical technicians to support our growing fleet, warehouse workers nationally, fabricators and sheet metal workers to help support our new Blue Diamond engineering facility opening up in Henderson this year. If you'd like to help us deliver quality products, great service and help transition the industry to a cleaner future, we'd love to hear from you.
And back here with the Classic Clashes out here in Bencubbin, proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuel. And I tell you what, we've had an absolute belter of a first game out here. Kalannie getting the 4 points against a pretty good Bencubbin side, but look, coming out comfortable winners. And look, well done to Mitch Cameron there. Kicked 6 goals first up, a couple of players really unlucky. But look at really good first game. We've got Quarter versus Beacon coming up after this. But look, I've got another special guest up here, which is good, and it's Abby Farina. And look, really nice to meet you, Abby. Look, great day for the community out here today.
Amazing day today. The weather is perfect for a day like this, and it's just such good fun to have everybody from all the surrounding towns come together for a great start to our season.
Oh, look, it's been absolutely beautiful. Obviously, we've got the footy out here, which we're covering today, the hockey and the netball over the back as well. Look, what do you think it gives to a community like that, days like today?
It is the backbone of our community out here. We really rely on coming together every weekend, and the amazing part about it is that it's children from kindergarten right up to people who are in their 80s, and everybody's welcome to come and play sport or have a cup of tea or come down for a drink and dinner. And I think that's just really unique, and it's one of the parts about living out here that is really special.
Oh, look, and I think it is that community sport feel. I had the opportunity to speak to a couple of guys from Kalannie throughout the broadcast just then, and they really, talk about that sense of community, which is what is really important out here. I see that when I went down to the bar before, and you've got the young kids and the adults all kind of floating around, but just seeing everyone from all the towns come in for the day, look, it's a really kind of special feeling. They have days like today, obviously, that bring the community together. Look, what other events do you know that are throughout the year that you think could, bringing the community together as well. I know they have other country shows and things like that. Any other big events that I guess the listeners should know about coming up anytime soon?
Absolutely. So probably the big one for us out here is wildflower season.
Sure.
So once it's rained, which we hope it will soon, the wildflowers are just spectacular, and there's always all sorts of things that go on throughout wildflower season. So that tends to be August, September.
Yep.
We have a beautiful gallery that opens in our main street, which has just been like the pride of our main street for the past few years. And then there's wildflower tours that go on. Our pub gets really busy. Our caravan park is full. And if you go out to any of the rocks and the wildlife areas around here, they're always packed with people, and it's just great to go out and have a look.
Beautiful, and obviously passionate about the local community. For the listeners listening in, what's your role within the community?
So I've lived here for 12 years. I married a farmer and we've got 2 kids. I have a catering business and I'm on our local council, and I'm really proud to be serving our community on our council.
Excellent. And look, how long have you been involved on the community council for?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, cool. And look, what have you probably seen as, I guess, key changes or those kind of things that you've seen during your 3 years? Like, what are some, I guess, initiatives or things that have probably come in during that time?
So we have a really future-focused council, and we have a lot of young families in our town, and we are really preparing our town to make the most for those young families who are here. So just making sure that our amenities are really up to scratch. We have a brand new daycare centre and a new medical centre. We're looking at revamping our main street and building a community hub. We just think that those things that make living out here exciting and fresh are really important.
Look, I agree with you, and obviously I'm not from the country kind of area, from Metro Perth, and you do get that opportunity to drive out, and you get to take in the scenery and feel the beauty that is out there. I guess if you had 30 seconds to sit there and try and go, hey, let's try and get a few more people out to the community areas or the rural areas, what would you say?
I would say come out and see our big, beautiful horizons. Come out and experience the nature and the wildlife we have out here. Make sure you come and call into the pub and see if there's a football game going on. Everybody is welcome to come down and have a cup of tea and a bit of homemade cake for afternoon tea. Come and meet the people who live out here, because yes, we might be a bit further away from Perth, but we live an amazing life out here, and the sense of community spirit is really unique.
Good. Look, I love to see how passionate you are about it, and I think you're exactly right. It is a different feel when you actually have the opportunity to come out to the rural regions. And look, we're so lucky with our Classic Clashes this year that we'll actually get to spend a lot of time around the communities, meet good people like yourself who really promote the regions and do such a good job as well. So look, really appreciate what you do for the communities and the great efforts that go in. You're sticking around for the day, obviously. What are some highlights? What are some things you're looking out for today?
I sure am. Both my kids have played a game of footy. I've done my canteen shift. My husband's on the bar, and we're looking forward to a drink and dinner with our friends tonight and to enjoy the rest of the amazing sport that's on today.
Excellent. Sounds like a big day, and look, kids and husband and everyone involved. So look, that's great to hear. Look, thank you so much for coming up and spending some time with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the work that you do within the community, and enjoy that nice drink and dinner with friends and family a little bit later on.
I will do. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for being here to broadcast our day.
No problems at all. Thanking you. Look, we'll go to a bit of a quick break, and look, not far after that break, we're going to be joined by the 2 teams from Quarter and Beacon. Game number 2 out for our Classic Clashes, proudly sponsored by Great Southern Fuels.